I
have a lot going on, but it doesn't make sense.
What do you see?
Well, Dolores was here first.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus
I felt
and
her
Mary.
presence.
Yeah, good. I'm not, because sometimes I still think I'm making it up.
It
and
could
then
be. Doesn't matter.
and then we were zooming through space.
Mm-hmm. I'm in the stars.
Yeah, I was zooming through space with Dolores, Mary, and Jesus, and like felt like we were in a little spaceship or something, just zooming through the stars.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next thing, I felt these beings like standing over me.
Mm-hmm.
Big white. They're just white light bodies.
Mm-hmm.
No features or anything, just white light.
And what do you feel about them?
Well, I asked who they are, and they said they're my healing team.
Okay.
But then, so that happened first. And then when we went to the open space, I was back at the rock again. And Dolores, Jesus, and Mary were there. And the 5 of the beings were standing in front of me, too.
Mm-hmm.
And then one stepped forward with like an offering of light and said, "We're your healing team." And then by that time we were going through the tunnel, and as I was coming out of the tunnel, I saw the pyramids.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And that's it.
Present time or just...
I have no idea.
Is there anything happening? Is it daytime, nighttime?
Well, it felt like there was some kind of festival.
Okay.
Like a celebration.
Okay.
Oh, but there was also this guy that showed up. I don't know who he is.
Is he still there?
I can see him, yeah.
Okay, so go to him. Ask him who he is.
He said his name is Dave.
Oh. Okay, well, let's ask Dave. What is happening? What's the celebration here?
Well, let me tell you what he looks like. He looks very modern. I don't know if he's like a random spirit or what. But he's like got dark hair. Really bright blue eyes. He's wearing like a white button-down collared shirt and like black pants. And yeah, so his name was David. David.
It's not the first time we've met with David.
We met David before?
We've met David before.
When?
I think he was an Earthbound before, and there was also... I don't know. I know we've met David before. You have.
Oh my God, that's right. Oh my God.
Because that sounds familiar. Feels familiar.
Yeah, that was the first spirit I ever saw. Remember?
Right. Was it the Earthbound? No.
Yeah. He was Earthbound then.
Yeah, and then you crossed him over.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why he looks modern, fancy.
Yeah. Wait, let me just tap into him and see. He's really cute. He has a big smile. Yeah, that big smile. It's the same. You're right.
You know, I felt his energy felt the same to me.
Yeah, he's very light and happy and just like, yeah, I just wanted to say hi and thank you.
Good. Any messages for us at this time? What's happening at this festival? Celebration.
He says, I'm really proud of your progress. I feel like he's some kind of guide. He says, well, not quite.
Not quite a guide?
Not quite. Just a friend. It's not really a guide.
A watcher?
Yeah, just a visitor. What's happening at this festival? I feel like it's a celebration of this, I don't know if it's a queen or some kind of like goddess festival. Like she's sitting up on this throne type thing, you know, and they're like carrying her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's very vibrant, lots of colors. The energy is very high vibe and celebratory.
I feel like this being that's being celebrated, it's just like, what's it called? It's like a piece of each individual divine feminine creates this one.
It feels very divine feminine, like a divine celebration of the divine feminine.
Yes.
Reminds me a little bit of the scene we saw in the session with Tena, but it's different. It's like an outside festival type feel.
Is there a bonfire?
I don't know why the name Nephertiti just came to me.
I know that name.
I know the name, but I don't know anything about. Is it even a woman? I don't even know. Nefertiti. I think it is. Maybe it's her.
Nefertiti. Yes, I'm just taking a look-see here real quick. Nefertiti, the queen of the 18th dynasty of ancient Egypt. Perfect. Good. So,
what years did she live?
Let's see here. Born in 1370 BC. Nefertiti and her husband were known for a religious revolution in which they worshipped one god only, Aten, or the sun disk.
Let me ask, why is this important? They were twin flames. The souls of Jesus and Mary.
That's what I was getting to for her. Felt like a parallel aspect to Mary.
Yeah, and they started the tradition of worshiping only one God instead of many different gods. So it was like a gradual, but they were persecuted for it.
Mm-hmm.
They were the outsiders, right? Because everyone else like worshipped all these multiple different gods. I don't know where this information is coming from, but the populace worshipped all of these different gods, and they brought through this other idea that there's only one God, the sun god.
Mm-hmm.
And they ended up being persecuted for that, not thought. Something happened to them. And then, they keep reincarnating. They came again as Jesus and Mary, so their souls have been here more than once.
Mm-hmm.
So all the aspects of these twin flame couples, we're carrying pieces of them as well. That's why we're seeing this scene. And that's why we keep getting pulled, like taken back to ancient Egypt. That's like one of the reasons why.
Right. What else are you seeing?
My visuals aren't really great.
Okay, so what do you feel? What do you sense around? Is it daytime, nighttime?
It's daytime.
Is there a lot of people around?
There's a lot of people around.
Do we know these people?
Well, they are, yes, we do know them.
Are we just observing here?
No, we are Nephertiti and Akhenaten. And these are our people. And they are celebrating us. We are kind to them. We don't see ourselves as king or queen. We think of ourselves as equals.
Mm-hmm.
And it's more like a joint, celebration of life than them celebrating us.
Mm-hmm.
Just celebrating life. And the energy is very, very light and joyful, and light and joyful and vibrant, and there's music and people are dancing and just kind of, dancing in the streets, pretty much. And yeah, just celebrating life. Happy to be alive.
Mm-hmm.
Happy to be alive. What do you got?
I am just kind of walking with my sandals on and just feeling the sand on my feet. I feel like I just have my hands behind my back and I'm just kind of walking around and feeling the energy around, and I feel very peaceful.
What do you look like?
I feel I have like a Jay Leno chin or something. It's a long chin. Skinny.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like my arms are long.
Yeah. Do you have any jewelry on?
On my wrists, yes. these like gold wrist things, even around my neck, but it's even that I'm wearing a thing on my head because I just like clunked it with my knuckles like to hear it.
What kind of thing?
It's like a head hat thing, like a, I don't know what that is. It's a fancy hat.
Is it a tall hat? Like a really tall hat? I'm seeing...
Well, taller than usual. It's not like a short thing. It's, so I was able to like knock it, like tap it with my knuckles, like up top, maybe like 4 inches above my head.
I'm seeing a very tall head. I don't know if it's you or not, but it's very tall, like wrapped in something. But I feel like underneath of that, there's like a really big head. Like,
It's my big brain.
like an alien kind of head, not human.
Yeah. It's long. But I feel like my chin is long because I was just like trying to touch my chin and I kept going down. Like it just kept so long. And then I was able to like tap my head. Like I was holding my head. I feel like, not like, I don't know if cone head's proper, but like it's tall. But I was just like, is that like my hat? Or is the hat tall? Or is it really short hat and it's just covering my big head? Like, I don't know.
I feel like I have a tall head too.
Of course you would.
Yeah. Taller than normal.
Right. And I feel like I'm gonna remove my hat and we're like touching heads. My heads. Yeah, because I could feel the sensation of like touching your head with mine.
So I don't feel like we are human. I think that's why we were flying through the stars first. He was saying like, you're not human.
Yeah.
Well, let's drift to another day.
Okay.
We'll close out this scene and drift and float to the next most important day and time in the life of this couple. I see like a pyramid temple type thing. Do you see it?
I'm eating grapes. Like inside, I just see like there's a lot of fruit. I just see colors and like I was just drawn to like oranges. I saw it like oranges and I saw grapes and I was like, oh, I want the grapes.
It's so funny because I just bought like a whole lot of grapes today.
Me too, I got grapes. I think that's why. Maybe I'm just like, I want grapes. But yeah, I just saw grapes. So I went straight for the grapes. But we are inside of what feels kind of like, it feels like very fancy. Like maybe palacey type, but I don't know. Like I'm inside, so I don't know what it looks like on the outside.
Well, I was on the outside and it looked like we were holding hands, like looking at it. And it's not a typical, what you would think as an Egyptian pyramid. It's flat on top. and like it has a big rectangle opening in the front with stairs, and it's different than the Egyptian pyramids, but it's a pyramid like temple kind of thing. Yeah. All right, let me come in with you.
Yeah, I ate some fruit with me.
There's wine too.
Yeah, it's like I'm seeing like, red, like colors like red, gold.
Yeah.
Paintings on the walls. But like they're not in what do you call it? Like like individual paintings. I feel like the paintings are the walls, like they're
Right.
yes, like
Yes.
like that, like
yeah. It feels like a very advanced civilization here. Yeah. And there are different types of entities, beings here. It's not just human. I feel I just got the knowing that we were not human, and that was the other feeling I was having. Like when we come here to Earth, the humans, worship us like we are gods. Because they're taken aback by our appearance and our energy, but we don't come here to be worshipped like gods.
right.
We come here to assist them by bringing, our advanced knowledge and energy to the planet, but and to try to teach them the way, the right way to do things, and they just kind of go out of their minds and start worshiping us.
Right. I was just seeing them inside this place with us, and I had like the plate of grapes and fruit, and I was walking around with it and offering, and they're like trying to bow, and I'm like, get up, like you don't have to bow. I'm trying to share with you, like eat with me.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I see them.
Yeah, they feel very like wow, but like inferior, but we're trying to tell them they're not same.
Right.
Like you could eat off my plate.
Right. We're the same. They're just so conditioned with that. Those old beliefs. Being inferior.
Yes.
Hierarchy. What else do you feel?
It's hot.
Yeah.
I'm just taken by the heat, the desert heat, I guess.
Yeah, it's really hot.
But I'm really happy that it's hot. I think that's just my conscious mind that's happy that it's hot because it's cold here right now on present day.
Yeah, I think that that's what we want. We want everyone to treat us like equals,
Right.
And we're trying to show them like we're the same, and they're just not getting it.
No, I feel like still like even if they're still I still feel like they're holding that kind of Shame? Like, no,
Yeah. Unworthy.
Mm-hmm.
Unworthy to be in our presence. Which makes me sad.
Yeah. I'm like sitting at the bottom of the stairs now with the fruit. There's kids though, so they're coming. So I'm just trying to give them food, and there's a mom that's like chasing one of the kids, like, don't go there, like, don't bother. And I'm like, it's okay.
Yeah.
Please, like, take. And she's saying thank you, like we owe you. I'm like, you don't owe me anything. It's very interesting to see that, like, feel that too. Like, it's so yeah, just the energy itself is very, like, you can feel that 3D.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we're trying to lift them up and help them advance, but they're so stuck in their old ways and their beliefs. It's very parallel to today.
Yes.
It's very, very parallel to today. Trying to help them get out of this old consciousness
Right.
and expand. But they're so stuck.
The kids, though, I feel like they're kind of understanding it, like, trying to teach them to, like, he's planting that seed.
Mm-hmm.
Then too, they're like putting their forehead to my cone head.
Do you want to drift to another scene, see what happens?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Closing out this scene. Drifting and floating to the next most important day in time. 3, 2, and 1. Be there now. I see some kind of uprising. Like the people are rebelling. They're mad at us. And I don't know why. What are you getting?
It's like nighttime, and I'm seeing like the stars and kind of like floating up. Like, I don't know if it. Oh, I have like a little spaceship. I think we're like kind of just being up, because I'm seeing, like, I'm following up to the blue light.
Mm-hmm.
I'm seeing a blue light.
Well, that was it. There was some kind of uprising and we had to get out of there. I don't know if we both made it. I don't know. They were mad at us for some reason. I'm not sure what happened. But yeah, I see us like leaving in a spaceship.
Yeah.
Where did we go?
Get the hell out of there. We went to Connecticut. I just feel like we're just out, like, hovering out. And I feel like our spaceship is also like just blasting like light onto that place.
Mm. Mm.
they just do not see. There's just so much full of separation and inability to connect.
Mm-hmm. We were trying to teach them the importance of the sun, allowing the light to come in.
Well, I feel that's what that light is that we're blasting down.
What? Sunlight?
Yeah, like it's some kind of light type of activation type thing.
Mm. What happens when the light hits them?
It's a divide between like those that are open, those that are awake and know, that are accepting this light, and those that are kind of like run, because again, those are the ones that are like not happy with us. They're mad.
Mm-hmm.
They think that it's like some sort of like poison or something.
Yeah, which also feels very parallel to today.
Right.
Yeah, it's like we keep living out this cycle,
Right. But there's a lot that are out that are, well, the ones that are awake that understood the message of what we were there to do, the way, showing the way.
Mm-hmm.
And their arms are out, like accepting and opening and surrendering and receiving.
Yeah.
And there's some kids that are like that belong to these parents or people that are so close, but they're just looking through the windows and just also getting whatever light they can before they get caught from their families that they're taking part in this blasphemy.
Well, the kids, kids are usually open, curious.
Yes. I'm also feeling the Mother Mary energy coming down through this light.
Huh. So you want to close out this scene?
Yeah.
Okay. Closing out the scene. I'm going to drift and flow to the next most important day and time that we need to know. 3, 2, and 1. Be there now.
I feel like I'm in that view that I always get like when I'm in what I feel is Atlantis. Like right at the top and just seeing the water all around. The little village below with all the buildings, homes and markets and whatnot.
What do you look like?
I feel also male again.
What do you see when you look at your feet?
Like I'm wearing sandals.
What kind of clothes are you wearing?
Loosey goosey pants on like those, yeah, also like long drapey type top.
What color is it?
Like a reddish orange, white linen pants.
What does the energy feel like?
I feel it's like it feels dense to me.
Dense?
Like if I go lower, closer to the ground, like it feels like it's gonna get really dense as I go down the steps.
Let me go down and see what happens.
I feel like people are like scrambling around. I don't know if maybe this is like the fall of the Atlantis. Want to descend. It's like everybody's like grabbing stuff and they're trying to like go up, but yeah, there's like I feel like there's yeah, like water coming. It's rising.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just saw like a tsunami.
Yeah, from a distance because you
Mm-hmm.
couldn't see it from where I was before. But I'm like, why does it feel so dense below?
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like I'm not. My feet isn't even touching the ground. I feel like I'm floating.
Mm. Well, where do you float to?
No, no, like I'm just observing.
Mm.
I don't know if I'm Jesus.
Are you?
I think I'm Jesus.
Huh.
I'm just floating. Like I'm just seeing it through him.
And what happens next?
Well, I'm just hearing a lot of screaming, and you can hear the water crashing into the land.
Mm.
And like things being pulled into the water, and then another big wave coming up high, like it's getting higher and higher, like level, like higher level, and just wiping everything down. And it's like everything is just disintegrating with this water.
Well, why does Jesus say this is happening?
He's seeing disconnection.
Mm. So, okay, so you're in Atlanta, standing on the stairs, and you're looking through the eyes of Jesus, who's floating there, watching the waves come in, taking everything away. And he says this is happening because of disconnection.
Yes, and the collective people here had become so disconnected that they had collectively just created this collapse because they were so disconnected inside, so it created a collapse on the outside. There's no harmony here.
Why are we seeing this?
He's saying not in so much like this extent, but we are in a great collapse right now.
Mm. And what do we do? What can we do? What's the most important thing to do right now?
Not to get so caught up in the distractions and storylines, it's kind of like he's showing me that we cannot. What I'm seeing is like different waves or like trains or whatever it is you want to think of, and they look like individual waves. So it's like not to get distracted by one because then it'll take you. So to again just know that these are existing. There's a lot of people that are getting so stuck by whatever storyline they're caught in. So there's a lot of people that are caught in the fear of COVID, of COVID, that stream of reality. There's others that are so caught up in the stream of the politics and, seeing it only for what is being presented, red versus blue. They're not seeing beyond it. In the case of the light workers, the ones that are really fully aware of the global picture, it's like you cannot get caught in a channel. You have to be open enough to illuminate all the channels so that you don't bypass or that you bypass getting caught up in a channel.
Right. So kind of having an overview.
Yes, always staying behind, and watching the broad view instead of getting caught up in one thing because you see how everybody is so disconnected. Like I'm seeing the stream of the COVID people. I'm seeing the stream of those that are so caught up in BLM, and then those that are caught up in Trump supporting and Q, and then Democrats, and there's so many streams, but you have to open yourself up to all so that you don't get caught in just one, because that's where you're playing in the disconnect by getting caught up in one of these streams.
Right. And each of these streams is a stream of consciousness.
Yes. You can hold that they all exist all simultaneously, but you don't have to play into the story of any of them. It's just knowing that they exist. But our bigger picture, or our role, is to kind of take these streams, and what they're showing me is kind of like those Greek gods and goddesses, just like all holding this on the shoulders and illuminating it,
Just
like carrying it
and throwing light on it.
Just to carry it and to know that they're all happening all at once, because this is what's causing the great divide, is that there is kind of like the aspect work, like where there's twins, the twin aspects. That's happening everywhere, which is causing the divide, the extremes. Mask wearers and non-mask wearers, people in fear, people not in fear. Red versus blue. Pedos and non-pedos. Light versus dark. They're all there. There's twins everywhere.
It's like, twin extreme polarity.
Yes.
So it feels like the polarity is getting wider and wider.
Yes.
How wide does it have to get before, and how extreme does it have to get before we start to come together?
People's worlds have to collapse. They won't get it because of how deeply stuck they are in these channels.
Right, and so kind of the same thing Jesus always tells me is that humans need to be pushed to the edge before they start to question their beliefs.
Yes. And the fact that I believe that this was happening in Atlantis, actually. And then after that, it was just like complete crumble. I think that had to be created. This example had to be created for the lightworkers to remember the collapse, so that we don't fall into the trap again of, making it come to that point. So therefore we have to back up and illuminate and hold it. Hold that knowing, not to fall into fear.
But are there enough of us to do that for the entire collective? Because it seems like most of the collective is not on board.
There are positive ones in the streams that are able to help. So before there was only divide, there was nothing under it to hold it.
You mean in Atlantis?
Yes. So you have the two polarities. So you have the ones that aren't giving into the densities or giving into the lower vibrations. In this case, there are light workers that are able to step back.
Hmm. So the best thing we can do is hold the higher perspective and not get stuck in the stream.
Not get stuck in the stream, not get too caught up in one single storyline or whichever. But again, we can always expose the dark.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of like to broaden the streams so that the polarities are more so in the side of the light.
So by exposing the dark and shining that light on them, it will lessen the divide.
Mm-hmm. It'll narrow the darkness, so that those streams are going to get smaller.
Okay.
So instead of it being like two equal twins, for example, of polarity, we are widening the light side and thinning out that by exposing, simultaneously holding it all, the entire picture.
Right.
So we literally have to squeeze it out.
So we just keep adding light and
There's not much more we can do.
right.
I mean, we see that people only will see what they want and play out what they want. But we're only responsible really for what we can do and hold on to that vision, because our capability of holding on to the end game, where we know that light wins,
Yeah.
that is something that we can continue to project and manifest, because we are masters at manifesting. We just have to keep creating that way, be the way.
Be the way. Okay. Is this going to look like two different realities playing out? Like, are the people in a 5D consciousness going to be able to break away from those still living in 3D and form their own communities?
I believe that everyone can coexist in the same world. It's just how well can the 5D anchor it in the 3D to vibrate higher. That's like a juggling thing that the 5D community is going to have to learn how to do.
Do you get any information on December 21st?
No, all I'm seeing is dark, but then I'm seeing like this
Big blast of light?
wave of light.
Me too.
That's all I'm seeing. Like, I can't see anything more than that. Like, I'm kind of really far out, so I could see, but it's dark. But I'm seeing a wave of light, like come, like a. It looks thin, but then it opens, it widens.
I see. Like a blast of light. Like,
Yeah, like cracking its way through. It's just opening and yeah, it's coming out.
so will that blast of light help to wake up the others? Is that its purpose?
Yes, everything has a divine purpose. Again, it's not a miracle worker. We have to really, again, be realistic and hopeful because they're trying to just wake everyone up. But realistically, we're always going to have the ones that are not ready or not supposed to. They didn't come here to wake up fully. However, like with everything that is, like the truth that is going to come out of everything, like that's in the media and whatnot, people are going to start to question that. Kind of like what we've been saying all in the background, without any proof. But slowly things are going to start coming in slowly, like out, that they're going to see it, but they're still going to remain skeptical about it. Like, there's still that cognitive dissonance and like disbelief, but they're seeing it. So part of them, there is that partial openness and waking, but it's not in a full wake state that we're in, for example, but enough for their own consciousness and what they've chosen to experience in this incarnation.
Yeah.
Which is a lot better than nothing.
Well, I hope it's enough. Okay, what do you want to do?
What do you see? What do you feel?
The same.
Okay, that's good.
I saw myself in in a field of orange trees.
Oh, okay. What's there?
I don't know. It's just like a really bright, sunny day. I didn't see my face, but I was blonde. I was wearing like a sunflower sundress.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all. Just walking through the orange trees.
No apples? No biting into sin? Maybe
Yeah,
that's why you're in oranges.
maybe.
It's a different story, different timeline.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's what I'm feeling. A different timeline. It's not about biting the apple, the forbidden fruit. It's just like eat whatever the hell you want. Doesn't
Well,
matter.
yeah.
You're allowed to do whatever the hell you want. This is your earth. This is your home.
Yeah.
There's no
Well,
such
right,
thing.
because there's no more forbidden knowledge, right? Because that was the forbidden knowledge, the forbidden fruit. Not forbidden anymore. Like it's free for everyone to see.
Right. Beautiful. Timeline change.
Yes,
You don't have to believe
that's
in that old story. That's not it. This is the true story.
right. Recreating those old timelines.
Right? There's no serpent.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay, well, that's a good place to end it. Well, thanks to everyone who participated today. Jesus, Dolores, Mary,
Mother
Dave.
Mary, Dave,
Dave, he's so cute.
Nefertiti.
Nephertiti and Akhenaten. Yeah, that was fun.